We've become afraid of asking questions.
Checking yourself and saying, am I getting this right, is not antithetical to being good at your job as a professor. It's not antithetical to being good at your job as a student. It's quite essential in a lot of ways to being good at your job as a community member.
People on one hand say they really want to be in a meaningful community, but then they realize they don't want to make an effort to have norms of reciprocity. They don't want to make the effort to put the time in to get to know the people, to have that discourse. They'd rather be untethered and free, but then they lament the fact that they feel alone and isolated.
It seems that some of these issues that we're talking about today have seemed to be heightened over the last couple of years.
People have this idea, again, of diversity or of diversity training, thinking they're going to be lectured at, talked down to, either vilified or victimized.
The default is that folks will hunker down and seek more of their own kind. So simply assembling folks to create a diverse group and not engaging that diversity productively and proactively is not going to go well.
Are students afraid, and what is making them so afraid, and how do you overcome that fear?
People are afraid to do the work, to build the community so that speech can really work.
Free speech isn't a thing, it's a process, meaning that many of the truths that we may all hold to be self-evident ain't necessarily so with people in our community.
Do you feel that the spectrum of ideas entering the academy has become more constrained?
Both teaching and research are going to be highly constrained by people who have to look over their shoulder and worry about what the consequences of what they might say might be.
How do we make this an opportunity for learning around differences of opinion and ideological differences?
You can do it in the curriculum, you can do it with bringing in speakers, you can do it in so many different ways, but those are often these self-selected audiences, and if it's a top-down approach, I think students don't accept it in the same way.
For kids that have only ever experienced this kind of climate, you would have no reason to think that it could be different.
Our students really need from us the tools of sourcing, the tools of evaluating and dealing with different media. They also need to learn the interpersonal skills of speaking, hearing, reading, all of those things that, go with speech.
The question now is, can we create a place where all of our tribal identities can be communicated to, and we can come together for the central purpose of being educated, and at least for our school, for the common good.
We are the ones on campus, and almost by definition, we are the ones that have the ability to influence this problem in a more direct way.
Constructive dissonance is okay. It often allows us to break through to elegant solutions.